And the narcissist said, a hip hop, a hippie to the hippie to the hop hop hippie. You don't stop, you rock it to the bang bang boogie. Up jumps the boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. And they rode that beat right into hypocrisy. The narcissist has a very strong spirit of hypocrisy. They are wannabes, fake breakers, and Mr. and Mrs. Me Too's. They don't believe in keeping it real or keeping it 100. Nevertheless, it's hip hop hooray, and we're glad that God took that narcissist away. If you are new to my channel, I want to say hello to you and thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button. I'm very happy to have you over to share my story with you and for me to hear your story. For us to exchange and interact with each other makes us stronger. When I think about the narcissist being a wannabe, what comes to mind was him wanting to be rich. The narcissist wanted to be rich because he thought being rich would bring him love, peace, and happiness. The narcissist wanted money, lots and lots of money, but don't go asking him why. He just wanted to be rich. He had an obsession with appearing to be well off. When I met the narcissist, he had a closet full of designer clothes. He had the appearance of being well off, the appearance of being a wealthy man, the appearance of a man who has something going for himself. And he was not that. He was quite a pretender, quite a swindler even. The narcissist had a terrible gambling habit because he was the king of getting rich quick. He was the type of man that will walk around with wads of money in his pocket, showing off and showboating, pretending as if he was rich. It was a wad of rent money. It was a wad of his utility bills. But he just wanted to flash and flaunt in front of others, pretend like he had it like that. The narcissist was so obsessed with his nice clothes that he would practice modeling them in front of me. He was practicing how to walk like a rich man, practicing how to fool others, practicing how to be the #1 stunner. The narcissist had a habit of modeling his name brand designer clothes for me. Oh, you modeling, narc? Well, knock yourself out. He was puffing himself up because deep down inside, he really didn't feel that great about himself. He had these dreams of grandeur that he was trying to reach. He had something to prove. He was out to be a rich man, a get-rich-quick man. I was total opposite of the narcissist. I walked around with $20 purses, and I felt very proud about it. I would rather have a $20 purse with $200 in it versus a $200 purse with $20 in it. And that's how I lived my life. I was also frugal and modest, very different from the narcissist. If I had money, I was not going to be the type of person that was going to let anybody know. I would be totally anonymous. There is a difference in having the appearance of being rich versus actually being rich. The appearance of wealth versus actually being wealthy. The narcissist continued to be a wannabe. He pretended to be an entrepreneur, but he was actually a con artist. He practiced consistently on how to get over on people, how to cheat the system. He would walk around with business cards trying to perpetrate as if he was a legitimate businessman. But he was one of those businessmen who only wanted to get paid cash under the table and did not want to pay any taxes. He was a wannabe businessman, charging people's eyeballs out for subpar service. He was a wannabe entrepreneur, particularly targeting elderly people and young people who he thought didn't know any better, who he thought that he can fool and trick. He was a wannabe that was full of corruption, and this is exactly why the riches would always slip through his fingers. He was a wannabe who could never be honest. He wanted to be a rich man, but he had no soul. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? The second thing about the narcissist was that he was indeed a fake breaker. The narcissist was notorious for having this clean-cut image in public. He was the good guy in public, very much a gentleman and well-mannered, in public only. The narcissist had this false image of being a good guy, a clean-cut guy, and he was super paranoid of being looked at as a thug or what he would call ghetto. He would have this squeaky clean image in public, but he would come home and cuss you out. He would come home and toss you around the room. He would come home and put his hands on you, put his fist to your face. He would be a total bully and a tyrant at home, behind closed doors where nobody knew about it. He was a good little mama's boy in public, but behind closed doors in private, he was anything but. He was quiet, sneaky, shy, and covert in public, and a total bully behind closed doors. He had lots of arrogance behind closed doors. He wouldn't bust a grape in public. He wouldn't harm a fly in public. But behind closed doors, he was a big bad wolf. He was fake breaking and pretending with everybody that he was a good guy. He was a nice guy. He had lots of people fooled, from neighbors to teachers to preachers. He had them fooled. These are the breaks. These are the fake breaks that the narcissist would put up for the public. He had a public persona. He was an impersonator of a good man, a godly man, and he was anything but. The third aspect of the narcissist's spirit of hypocrisy was his Mr. Me Too behavior. The narcissist never missed an opportunity to be the victim, to play the victim, to turn everything around on you. Nothing was ever the narcissist's fault. If you were hurt, the narcissist would say, "Me too." If you were upset about something, he would say, "Me too." He would tell me often, "You're not the only person who's hurting," even though he was the person that caused the hurt. The narcissist would turn arguments into a fault-finding session. They would never hear you out. They're always going to take the opportunity to be the victim. They don't take accountability. They're always going to shift the responsibility over to you. What is the spirit of hypocrisy? A hypocrite is someone who pretends to have good morals, honest feelings, or nice beliefs. However, they don't truly live by these things. The book of John in the Bible discusses hypocrites quite a bit. 1 John 4:20 says, "If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he can see, how can he love God who he has not seen?" The narcissist will tell you all day long that they love you, but they'll never treat you like they love you. They'll tell you all day long that they are a man and woman of God, but you won't see any fruit. You will not see any evidence of what they're saying. They just say, but it's nay, nay, nay. 1 John chapter 2, verse number 4. "He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him." This is the perfect definition and description of a hypocrite. Narcissists love to say that they know God, but they don't do what God says to do, especially in His Word. Here is what the narcissist does not understand with all of their pretending, according to the Gospel of Luke chapter 12, verse number 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and nothing hid that shall not be known. They can be a wannabe, a fake breaker, and a Mr. Me Too all they want. But in the end, the truth will always be revealed. The true nature will always be revealed. What's done in the dark of the narcissist will always come to the light. We are not wannabes like the narcissist. We just want to be like Jesus. We just want to be an ambassador for Christ. We are not wannabes. We are already more than conquerors. We don't want to fake break like a narcissist, because we need for every step that we take to be ordered by the Lord. And we definitely don't want to be Mr. and Mrs. Me Too. We want to be set apart. We want to come out from among them. We want to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Let the narcissist be wannabes, fake breakers, and Mr. and Mrs. Me Too. And you just continue to walk into the marvelous light.